with liberty and justice for all.
All right, anybody that would like to speak in public comments, please feel free to step towards the podium and you can do so. Anybody on Zoom?
No.
All right, since we have no public comments, we'll move to our first item, which is an approval of the minutes from the July 27th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of July 27th, 2026.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
I abstain.
That motion is carried. Now we have items related to vouchers. First, we have consideration contractor's application for payment number 2 in the amount of $146,876.59 to Globe Contractors, Inc. for the 2026 utilities program.
Yep, so this is just payment number 2 to Globe, who did our utility contracts this year. It has been reviewed, approved, signed off for by Rukert and Milky. There will be one more payment and then a retainer kept until next year.
I'll make a motion to approve the contractor's app for payment number 2 in the amount of $146,876.59.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to make that payment number 2 to Globe Contractors in the amount of $146,876.59. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried, which now brings up our vouchers for payments in the amount of $882,345.79.
Can I ask a quick question?
You may.
Before we do that, in the future, is there any way we could, because the vouchers includes that, is there any way we could just do one that entails both of them? Do we have to divide them up?
I think we have to have that approval,
Okay.
but I'll
I
ask.
don't
Yeah,
know, that's what I'm asking.
we used to, I don't know if you remember years ago, that item 2, item A used to be down further, and it was just always weird that you approved the vouchers, so we just always put it ahead just so that you
So,
guys saw that
okay, so it
approved.
has to be separate?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'll make a motion to approve the vouchers in the amount of $882,345.79.
It's been moved and seconded to pay the vouchers for $882,345.79. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. Now we have review and consideration of items related to licenses and permits. We have a consideration of a special event application for Heartland Public Library, Village of Heartland, Kiwanis, Hartland-Lakeside Education Foundation, and Heartland Lake Country Rotary for Pumpkin Party in the Park, the 3rd annual, on Saturday, October 10th, 2026, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. with setup starting late morning in Nixon Park.
You can grab that. We'll give it to you.
My name's Emily Doty. I'm the Assistant Director at Heartland Public Library and also the co-chair for the committee running this event. This is basically going to be the same as last year with Kiwanis selling food and then Rotary also selling beer. And Trunk or Treat will also be moved to Nixon Park rather than in the library parking lot.
Real quick, our beer garden vendor is aware the Rotary will be selling the beer this year, so they will not be there. So the Kiwanis will be doing the food, the Rotary doing the alcohol, and all funds are supposed to be donated to the library, I believe.
Yes.
Like moving the trunk or treat to Nixon. That always freaked me out with my kids going back and forth. It's a great event. Love the event. I make a motion that we approve the special event application for Heartland Public Library, Village of Heartland Kiwanis, Hartland-Lakeside Education Foundation, and Heartland Lake Country Rotary for a pumpkin party in the park, 3rd annual on Saturday, October 10th.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the pumpkin party in the park. Any discussion? The only thing I'll have, I know in years past that we had, like we're starting to set up early morning. Are we gonna put some type of end time on it we know we'll be done by? I know in the past, that's how usually we would have an end time, like all cleaned up by, even if it's 2 in the morning, I'm just saying, do we wanna include that or just leave it open-ended? It's not that big a deal, I just know in the past we've done it.
I know that in previous years, we've kind of kept up the haunted trail that we leave up for like a couple days so people can enjoy it because a lot of the businesses who put them up do take a lot of time and energy to set them up, and they're great displays.
So it'll be taken
Probably
taken
taken
down
down
slowly
around-
over the next 4 days?
Yeah.
Is that enough time?
Definitely.
Okay,
yes.
I just didn't know when you said a couple, I didn't know if
Yeah.
sometimes they leave it open for the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, no.
Anybody else? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now we have consideration of a special event application for Arrowhead High School for their homecoming parade on Friday, October 2nd, 2026, with lineup at 4 p.m. And start at 4:30 p.m., ending at 5:30 p.m. Go ahead.
Yep.
If you want to just say your name, how you're representing the organization, and then take it away.
Great. Yeah, my name is Michael Hall. I'm a science teacher at Arrowhead, but I'm also the Student Senate Advisor this year, one of 2. And yeah, I'm here for the homecoming parade. Our intention, both me and my co-advisor are first-time Senate advisors, so we're trying to keep it the same as in years past. So the parade route is the same as it was last year, and I'm presuming in years prior as well. Timing is the same as well, so lining up at 4, parade start at 4:30. We should be done by 5:30. Classic parade, we'll be throwing candy and things like that, but we'll have the Earth Club at the end, picking up the candy, trying to clean up the streets. On brand for them. We'll have the marching band as well in the front of the parade, as it has been the case in years past. The fire department is obviously invited, and I'll send a formal invitation to also participate at some point as well. And yeah, I think that's all. Those are kind of the big heavy hitters. I'm happy to answer questions. Adam Kurth is also happy to answer any more specific questions if there are any.
I have a question for you. On here about the barricades, you marked yes, and it says how many? It says Heartland PD. Are you working with our Public Works Department?
Not specifically. So I was kind of going to defer to the police representatives. And I'm sure you have an idea of what in years past you've had. The route there just you should have a copy of, and I'm not sure what necessarily intersections would require those, but I
So,
just kind of left
because
that.
we've done this in the past, the Heartland Police Department does do what we call department orders on any events like this, so everyone knows where they need to be, when they need to be there, what needs to be done. There's no ambiguity to the assignments, so because we kind of do that, we put it all together and then we share that information with the DPW fire department so everyone knows.
So
Where they
DPW
need
will
to
be
be.
involved with that?
Everyone, and
Okay.
as you recall, we do, even though it's a shorter parade, both in distance and in time, we do a hard closure still. We block everything so that there are resources from all 3 of our departments that will need to be involved throughout this event. Lieutenant Robert Jules, our officer in command for the event, he has been doing it the last couple of years. I've reached out to Hartland-Lakeside because we've had issues with school busing in the past. 2 things. One, the staging location is by Heartland North Elementary, and it was like very close to dismissal time, and we're shutting roads down. And if you've ever been down in that area during drop off or dismissal, it's not the greatest. It's just, there's not a lot of good ways in and out of there. So that just made things complicated. But the other issue was like trying to get to subdivisions like Chestnut Ridge on a school bus when the roads are closed down. So Hartland-Lakeside did this last year, but I have confirmed they are doing it again this year. I reached out to the superintendent there. They are doing a half day that day to alleviate any of the busing issues with the school. So we will use the same, pretty much the same protocols we've used in years past. The only thing that I like to say as a reminder is I know there's a notification requirement just so people know that the roads are closed, and I think you have a process down at the school that.
Yeah, we'll plan to send postcards to the houses that are along the route, just letting them know of the schedule, when the roads are going to be closed and things like that. So.
Awesome.
And just so you know, with that order that he was talking about, we do at staff meetings, we talk about a lot of these type of things. Those orders get sent to all the departments that are affected. And it's not just for this event, but every event, all the departments work together to ensure everything's blocked, safe, radio communication, things of that nature. So the school was the worst, and that with them doing the half day is fantastic because
Awesome.
it alleviates any concerns.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think, after, I wanted you guys to speak first, but I think it's appropriate, I would hope, I mean, I'm just throwing this out there, but if a motion is made, that it's also contingent on any further instruction from village officials. You know, if all of a sudden any of them have to make a change for whatever reason, not necessarily changing the route, but you know what I mean? I just want you guys to be able to work and not have to bring it back to a board meeting just because something changed that we talked about tonight, so I just thought it would be a good idea.
I'll make a motion then to approve the special event app for Arrowhead High School for their homecoming parade on Friday, October 2nd. And should, also with the caveat that there might be changes by village officials.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the homecoming parade on Friday, October 2nd, 2026. The lineup will start at 4. The lineup will start at 4 and the parade will start at 4:30. It'll end at 5:30. And you guys will continue to work with village officials just to make sure everything up until that day goes smooth. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much.
Now, we have other items for consideration. We have a consideration of a first reading of bill for an ordinance number 0810-2026, an ordinance amending section 6-37 subsection C of the Village of Heartland Code of Ordinances relating to issuing of operators licenses.
So again, this is a first reading. We've been talking about it upstairs for a little bit. This is if an applicant comes forward who had a previous criminal history. You guys approve them. If they go that whole next year without any issues and the police chief is okay with it, that the clerk could sign off on this. It's just that way every year this person's not coming back if there has been no change. If you've approved it once and there is no change in that history, that it would be okay. And again, this is just reading number 1 with that.
Chief, you're good with that?
Sounds good to me. It makes sense. There'd be, like, as Village Manager Bailey mentioned, there's no changes. So you already approved whatever was in that background. Let's say they had an OWI 3 years ago. You approved it, no changes. I don't see any need to bring that back in front of the board and waste any time here at the meeting. It just makes it a little more efficient of a process.
That'll come to the next meeting for the second reading.
Yep. Now we have, is everybody good on that being the first reading?
Yep.
Now we have consideration of reading of bill for an ordinance number 0810-2026-A. This ordinance amending Appendix B of the Village of Heartland Code of Ordinances.
So Appendix B is where we keep our fine amounts, and as you've heard through the municipal court judge that's come and presented and myself, these citations are broken down into a lot of different costs. The state of Wisconsin gets some money, the county gets some money. There's a deposit, which is what the village would retain if found guilty on that fine amount. And then there's court costs, which is what the court retains to operate the court. The court fully functions on said court costs. The Village of Heartland does not pay the municipal court any monies outside of those citation fines. And that court costs, the legislature approved a increase in those court costs because there hadn't been one for some period of time. The municipal court did put that increase into effect. So the court cost share of the citations went from $38 per citation to $48 per citation. So every citation under Appendix B would have that change then implemented, and then the total fine amount would increase by that $10.
Again, this is just a first reading.
And that is just, that's the only one amount that's changing, 38 to 48?
Just the court costs were approved, and that's the only one that will increase by that $10 total.
Okay, cool. Anybody have anything they want to add to that first reading? All right, now we have consideration of resignations from Police and Fire Commission. Oh, sorry, consideration of an order for special election for municipal court judge for the Lake Country Municipal Court. Do you want to give a little background on that, Torin, just on how we got here?
Absolutely. As you may recall, our municipal court judge had resigned and retired recently. We had an interim judge in the meantime, and then our administrative committee, which is every municipality, the 22 different municipalities that make up the Lake Country Municipal Court, have a representative on that administrative committee. They approved a candidate to fill in on a more permanent basis. However, the term will still be up in basically 2 years, so they would have to run, basically it would align with the regular spring election for both primary and the final voting, or general voting, and then they'd be one more year on the term after that spring vote, and then they'd be up again for another 4-year term. So it's just basically having this judge in place until that election can take place. And again, they're aligning it with the regular election cycle, so there's not some odd election cycle like we'll see with the county executive coming up here shortly. But to do that, we need every one of those 22 municipalities to approve this order for that special election.
Makes sense. I just want to see why we wouldn't. I'll make a motion then that we approve the order for the special election for a municipal court judge for Lake Country Municipal Court.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the special election for municipal court judge for the Lake Country Municipal Court. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. Now we have consideration of resignations from the Police and Fire Commission and discussion and consideration of appointments. It'll only be an appointment request, but to the Police and Fire Commission as recommended by President Vanderstill. So just so everybody knows, and thank them for their service, if you see them, Chris Rebholz has resigned from the Police and Fire Commission. And also, if I pronounce it wrong, Torin, please correct me, but Mark Reisinger? Okay. Both of them did resign from the Police and Fire Commission. So I would like the board to accept their resignations, as we typically do if someone does resign, just to make a record of it. And also, some of you are familiar, those of you that were on Plan Commission, one of the names that I'm putting forward, and I'm not seeing, we kept it out of the packet. Okay. So I'm putting forward the name Dino Zekis. Dino is a CEO of a very large company, Power Solutions Incorporated. A lot of what he did was hiring people to run departments to make a company run efficiently. He took a company from being in the negative quite a bit and turned it around completely. I think he'll be good for this role. I plan on getting him in contact with Kajal and with Chief. I know he popped in for his background check, but I plan on getting you guys in contact just to get you to know him and that kind of stuff. If it's approved, this is only based on board approval. This would have to be approved by the board to be able to move forward. I don't have another name at this time. If you know of anybody that wants to contact Sandy regarding the other appointment, anyone interested in Police and Fire Commission, I'm not going to go at this one alone. It would be in talking with multiple people. So anyway, that's the name that I'm putting forward. But first, I would like to, for us to accept the resignations that were put forth by Mark and Chris.
Real quick with that, Mr. Zekias, I believe President Vanderstill is looking to take over Mr. Reisinger's term, completion of Mr. Reisinger's term.
Which would end in 2028.
Correct.
I'll make a motion that we accept the resignations from the Police and Fire Commission.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the resignations from the Police and Fire Commission. Any discussion? Again, I do just want to say thank them for their service. They served for quite some time and giving their time and talent and efforts to that committee through hiring police chiefs, fire chiefs, things of that nature. So thank you very much to both of them. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried.
I should rephrase, I think you're looking for a motion to approve Mr. Zekias with the term ending in 2028. That way we can verify it.
But I just want to let everybody know, so for both of these positions that were resigned from, anybody that would fill those positions only fulfills the terms.
Rest of the term.
Right, so Dino going into Mr. Reisinger's term, that's 2028. We actually have another one coming up in April, so another person that we would appoint. Doesn't mean they can't get appointed right away again. It just means they'll have to be reappointed in April to keep everything in line with how it's been going.
Mr. President, I would question your selection of Dino had I didn't read his bio that he retired. So now.
Oh, I wouldn't have done it if he didn't.
Retired?
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't know that either.
I would never have, no.
Okay.
Agreed. I
yeah.
think he would agree too.
Yeah.
That's an important part.
Oh, well, if you don't have the time, you can't.
Do you need a motion?
And you're
then?
working in Chicago. Yeah, it's
All right,
appropriate that we.
I'll make a motion then to approve Dino Zekis for the Police and Fire Commission with a term ending of 2028.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve Dino Zekis as, for Police and Fire Commission Commissioner, to fill Mark Reisinger's spot, which would end in 2028, April of 2028. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? That motion's carried. I encourage all of you, if you'd like to, reach out to him, if you want to talk to him about his thoughts on police and fire and stuff like that. Or if you want me to orchestrate something, I can. Now we have consideration to authorize the village and its owners' representatives to negotiate an architectural design contract with Bray Architects. Ryan?
Yeah, to give everyone a little bit of background, we went out to solicit RFPs for architectural services for the municipal and police building. We received 11 bids back. Out of those 11, there was scoring done by Chief Misko, Clerk Sandy Palicello, President Fanishstill, and myself. That got us down to 3 of the 11. All 11 were qualified, but the scoring broke down to 3. We interviewed those 3 week and a half ago, and based off of that scoring, Bray Architect came out as the highest. Just like anything else with 11, there's our owner's rep, Axiom, he put together a spreadsheet of all of the qualifications, insurance, everything. So at this point, what we're looking for is to allow the village and the owner's rep, which is Rob Decker, to go and negotiate with Bray to make sure we get exactly what we're looking for, and we would bring that to the next meeting. So all we're doing today is to do that. I know some trustees did attend that meeting. They were really exciting, I'm sure. But they were about an hour interview with the 3 firms, and based on the scoring, Bray did come out ahead. Bray is a well-known firm for all of this. All of them were well-known firms, so we have full confidence that if we do end up contracting with Bray, that they will get the project the board is looking for.
Yeah, I looked over the scorecard. It was obviously something that a lot of time, thought, and effort was put into scoring and figuring out how to sort through the 11 qualified architects. That was very well done, and I appreciate the effort behind that. I'd make a motion that we authorize the village and its owner's representative to negotiate an architect design contract with Bray Architects.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the village and its owner's representatives to negotiate an architect design contract with Bray Architects. Discussion. I just do want to say, I always got to have a watchful eye anytime we're dealing with someone. But at the same time, I do want to say that Rugert and Milky and Axiom has done a very good job, I feel, in getting us to this point. Some really professional organizations were part of being selected. All of them are very professional, but even when it got down there, it was, I mean, any of the last 3 could have done just fine for us. Not saying that even others couldn't, but it was just really professional and so far so good, which is good, I think. So just wanted to say that. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. Okay, now we have announcements.
All right, I got the microphone, so I'll start. Just want to start out with National Night Out was last week, very well attended. Want to give a thank you to Sam for putting it all together. Well, police, fire, and DPW have all our equipment there. We just show up because Sam does all the coordination, and without her, it would not be half as successful as it was. Blackhawk helicopter did land. It was a great, a lot of interest, a great part of the event, and we will be requesting it for next year, and they were excited to come back. So that will hopefully continue. As you recall, Flight for Life, well, it's just as neat. It always gets called out on a call on our National Night Out, so we haven't had it for a couple of years, and the Blackhawks now come through for 2 years in a row. We did do some pretty significant upgrades to our internet connections in our cars. We went with a device called a Cradle Point device. We were having some connectivity issues, so we ended up upgrading our devices, and they've been working phenomenally so far. So hopefully that continues to be the case. As you can imagine, our squad cars are our offices, and when the computer doesn't work, that makes life a little difficult. So to have those up and running efficiently is great. All our radar and LiDAR equipment, so anything we use to register and do speed enforcement, we have to certify that annually. Those people came in and recertified all our equipment without any issues last week as well. And then finally, we did receive the check from We Energies today from their foundation for $2,000. I submitted that for a device called, it's a JAMR radar unit. And what it is it's just a little black Pelican case, very non-descriptive, that we can attach like we would our speed sign. We just don't have the big speed sign, but that then can gather data if we're having speed issues and people don't even know the sign's there. Hey, I want to see how fast I could get the sign, or now I'm slowing down because of the sign. So we get some very good, true, accurate data. And what that helps us with is a lot of these subdivisions, I'm not trying to say there's not speeders. We know there's speeders out there. That's never the case, that they don't exist. But with some of the subdivision traffic being very light, it's very hard to efficiently enforce those things. And what these type of devices show us is like when those prime times to do enforcement, what the best times to do that and really effectively use our resources. So we'll be making that purchase here shortly.
All right, for the fire department. So, been an interesting first week of going through everything and playing catch up where Chief Jamberts was at before he left. Few things that we have updated. We had a meeting today with EMSMC, which is our ambulance billing company. Found out that they were able to backdate some of our ambulance billing to mid-July. They didn't propose the new rates that we had approved for the previous month. So they were able to backdate it at least to July 13th to go ahead and get those rates going, as well as implementing the non-resident rates that we have as well. For right now, they said that we're projected to be ahead this year with our ambulance billing. They're actually going to give me a estimated outlook of what it would be towards the end of the year, so we can kind of prepare with the budget a little bit better on that end. Should hopefully have that report next week, and I'll send that over to Ryan too, so he can have an idea where we're sitting at as well. Our ambulance still remains out of service. Still trying to get the part for our air conditioner to get replaced inside that unit with these warmer days. It's not safe with patients and the crews to be in that ambulance. So we're only running it still at night when we do have simultaneous calls, but still working with our maintenance, the maintenance company that we typically work through, along with Lifeline, to get that part and hopefully get this thing back up and running again. Over the last week, we reviewed a bunch of hiring applications that we had come in. There's always a strong interest into this career, but we're running into problems with gear constraints right now for firefighters that come into our department, to the point where we have a low stock or they don't fit in the gear that I have currently existing in the agency. Right now, we're working on creating a wait list, and we're going to go through and look for our dual certified candidates and start trying to presage out a better hiring process for the future that will align with the department's needs right now versus bringing them on and waiting 6 months to a year until they're fully credentialed, but still allowing them to have that interest and contact them as we go forward from here. Let's see. We had 97 calls for service last month, and we have a training burn this week that we're going to be doing a wildland training burn up at one of the churches. Our Explorers Post, that's our topic of the month, and I've had 2 churches been asking for 2 years about burning these piles they've had, and figured whether the ground is wet enough, the grass is green enough, we can go out and get this taken care of for them and use it as a training opportunity as well. And then lastly, we have the golf outing at the end of the month. We still have open spots for obviously foursomes or golfers along with sponsorships. So if you know of anybody interested, send them our way.
Thank you.
Our T-ball season just wrapped up, so that's exciting. It was a good season overall. And then I'm just reminding people that we have 2 concerts this week for the concerts in the park because we rescheduled Miles Wangerin, so he'll be playing on Wednesday, and the beer garden will be open on Wednesday, and then the Heartland Community Band is on Thursday night.
Isn't there also an event Thursday, that kids' business thing?
Yes, from 5 to 8.
Yeah, okay.
National Night Out thing was a blast. The kids had a great time. It was very well attended. The helicopter knocked the hat off my head. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, we're gonna need some more sand in the infield. Yeah. It was awesome. Very powerful, very cool. My son had a blast climbing in and out of all your guys' vehicles. It was a good time.
Only thing I had, staff are going through putting together their budgets for 2027. As you recall, that process will start publicly in a month. And then that is all we have for that. So just going through the budget process.
All right. I have that currently we do have an opening on Delhart. That's the Delafield Heartland Wastewater Sewer Treatment Facility. And there's a board that oversees that with 4 members from Heartland and 4 members from Delafield. If anybody does, and I'm going to ask that the village put one out on the Facebook page, please. or on the website as well. But if anybody does have anybody that has interest, please get them in contact with Sandy to fill out a volunteer form. If you want to give them my number and have them call, they can do that as well. But, you know, someone that would be interested in that, it's mainly a financial board for the most part. And it's worked very well for a long time. The better it works, obviously it doesn't make it that exciting, but it's worked very well and taken care of us and served us well. So anybody that would be interested in stepping up for the community and getting on that, that'd be great.
They don't meet every month, though.
Every other month.
Every other month.
Every other month. And it is a paid position for that every other month. We have elections tomorrow. Polls open at 7 o'clock. Polls close at 8 o'clock. And everything is at the Village Hall right here on Cottonwood, or if you're coming off the parking lot on Park, but on Cottonwood at the Village Hall. Nothing is at St. Charles or anywhere else. All at the Village Hall. National Night Out was fantastic to everybody that put time into that and helped set it up and made it a great event. All the other surrounding departments, I mean, you know, that came in, whether it be fire, police, that came in and assisted and came to be part of it, I should say. That was just, it's always really cool to see and to see everybody getting together. But Sam, thanks for everything you did with that as well. For the board appointments, even though I just made mention of it, April will be coming soon enough, so I'm going to try to gear this up as people are out there talking. Please let people know for any of the boards that they are interested in getting on. I mean, not village board, they have to run for that, but any of the boards or commissions that they're interested in getting on, please, if someone's interested in getting involved, at least just talk to them about you know, filling out the form and having that, and, you know, picking what they have a time commitment. Like Trustee Hulquist just said, we have Delhart, that's only once every other month. You know, we have board of review for like open, or for the, you know, going over all the assessments and stuff like that. That's only once a year. This year it'll be pretty long. It might be 2 days, but yeah, that's usually pretty quick. But it's, you know, it's stuff that makes the village click. So anybody that's interested in any of the boards, Plan Commission, Police and Fire Commission, any of that, please try to talk to them a little bit about it and send them through. I do want to give a special, just a congratulations and thank you to Kajal. To say it in the most appropriate way I can, you know, there's, you know, you put your, you know, no one ever knows anything unless they get in the ring, so to speak. But for your willingness to step up to the plate and continue to give 110% to the village of Hartland, and continue doing that. Not only what you're doing right now as the acting chief, I know it's weird with words, but the acting chief right now, but even the willingness to, when someone steps in to help, be it as interim or full-time chief, being willing to help them get acclimated, but just stepping up 110%, that's not always the easiest thing to do. So I just want to, it says a lot about your character and who you are, and I don't think there's any doubt that someday you will make an outstanding chief if you keep on going on the trajectory that you're going on. But thank you very much from all of Hartland. Appreciate it. I don't have any other announcements.
Happy birthday, Shante.
Happy birthday, Shante.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn this meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. This meeting is adjourned.